All right, Libra, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for March 21st to the 27th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so Libra, we have that lunar eclipse on Wednesday, really illuminating the area of life that has been transformational over the past 2 years, your 12th house. The North Node has been transiting that 12th house, has now recently gone into your 11th. So the new path is for you to cultivate your ideals, your visions, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, maybe even community and friends and group-related matters. But because this lunar eclipse is happening to this side of the North Node, it's suggesting the cultivation of anything that you have been involved with over the past 6 months regarding your spirituality or your alone time, your presence, your spiritual self, getting in contact with spirituality, whatever that might mean for you personally, but it is a personal thing. So an illumination, if not, sometimes it's a culmination, but at the very least, you should be seeing this part of yourself, the deep spiritual self, and it could be a very spiritual time, in fact, for you to go within and meditate on it or whatever, to have an intuitive connection to all that is. So that's going to be the lunar eclipse. It's sextiling up to Mars, who's in your second house, so there could be some good drive and motivation perhaps to cultivate your spiritual life, which is good, and also to cultivate your values. Mars has recently gone into your second house where you can really enjoy taking action towards cultivating your values. It might be finances, it might be resources, it might be self-reliance. So whatever it is, good energy there. Mars is pretty well aspected this week. Now, the lunar eclipse is going to be opposing up to Mercury because exact on Wednesday, the sun is going to be conjoining up to Mercury. So this is the combust energy. So this is where there can be a lot of passion, a lot of self-expression coming through the vocal cords, coming through the mind and even the communications. And that might be in the area of your work, of the everyday experiences, maybe even with your routine, your health, your diet, your regimens. So whatever you're focused on there, because I think that's the area you're focused on with both the sun and Mercury, it's seeing where you can, again, balance spiritual with the everyday implementation of it, the discipline with the spiritual, and finding that middle path, that balancing point, I think will be very important. And I think you can learn, in fact, quite a bit this week about the importance of discipline and structuring your time, your energy, and that sort of stuff. Now, with the lunar eclipse, we do have this T-square forming up with Saturn, and exact on Wednesday as well, Saturn is going to be squaring up to Jupiter. So there is this reminder that with these new things that are unfolding for you, I think, in terms of your ideals, or what could be unfolding, and maybe it's not exactly how we perceive it because Jupiter doubles as the planet of uncertainty, but there are things that are unfolding for you to cultivate your ideals. So whatever that is, it's about being patient with it and being disciplined with the process. Slow and steady wins the race with this kind of aspect. And with that patient approach, it can be an excellent week, in fact, to cultivate these ideals or group things, depending on what it is for you personally, in that slow and steady way. Now, on Thursday, Mercury does trine up to Mars, so there could be some good assertiveness when it comes to the daily things. Okay, good energy too, perhaps, for maybe getting the routine or regiments in order or at work. So very good energy with Mars. Again, he's well aspected, and that's specifically involving the communications on Thursday. Now, on Friday, Saturn goes retrograde. All right, so Saturn is shifting directions. This happens once every year for about 5 months. So with everything you've been building in terms of your values, in terms of your self-reliance, maybe finances even, or limiting or structuring, hopefully, and building foundations with that, it's now time to rethink those structures, redo those structures, rework them. And with him stationed on Friday, just kind of pausing with it this week and giving it a second in that sense. And at that same time, Saturn is going to be squaring up to your ruler. So it's very important that you guys here have that grounded and patient approach in general, specifically with your self-expression and your enjoyments of life, which I think is an area you're also focused on. Venus, your ruler, has been in the 5th house. So it's a great time for you to cultivate your inner child, your self-expression, and anything that's close to the heart. But with Saturn, it's suggesting the responsible approach to that, specifically around Friday. Now, your ruler is going to be opposing up to Jupiter. So on that note, it's kind of serious, but on another, it might be quite optimistic. It depends. Jupiter is retrograde, so it could be a little bit more internal. Maybe you're seeing opportunities. Maybe you're seeing what's possible with those ideals or group things. So balance is the key, and realizing that, of course, there needs to be that structuring of your self-expression in order to give to the world, give to the community, and vice versa. You got to really structure and put in the hard work when it comes to cultivating your ideals and your sense of community and whatnot, so that you can activate that self-expression, which is always trying to make its way through that larger idealistic part of life. Now, over the weekend, on Saturday, the sun does trine up to Mars. So again, good supportive energy there, I think, to express or to assert yourself when it comes to the work, the daily activities, the diet, the regiments, those types of matters. And to top off the week, on Saturday, your ruler Venus sextiles up to Pluto. So a minor aspect, but it's suggesting that there could be some good change in terms of seeing things in a new light, maybe with all this change of your self-expression and, in this sense, your communication. All right, Libra, so have an excellent week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.